Hi, my name is Maeve. I'm dairy farming with my husband Ed in East Cork. We have two young girls, and we also have another off-farm business as well, Hoof Direct, where we make the Inspect 4 rollover crate and sell hoof care products. So just a small bit about my background. I'm a sixth generation dairy farmer. I studied agriculture in Kildalton and WIT. I suppose part of this you had to do work placement, a 3-month placement, which took me to New Zealand. What was supposed to be 3 months turned into a year and a half. I absolutely loved working on the farm in New Zealand. It was a 1,300 cow dairy farm in Canterbury. When I eventually came back, I finished off my college degree in Waterford and then went home full-time farming with my parents. At the time we were milking 120 cows and I entered into a farm partnership with them. In 2014 then we set up the hoof care business, making the Inspect 4 rollover crates. In 2015 I was awarded the Nuffield Farming Scholarship, which I did lameness in dairy cows. Then in 2017 I married my husband Ed. I remember DI man in the church at the wedding, he goes, most people walk up the aisle and come down with half a farm, and he walked up the aisle and came down with 2 farms. So I suppose that led to Ballyglass Farm Limited in 2018. So the farm system today, we're farming 170 hectares in total. Last year we milked 320 cows, this spring we're calving down 340. We have 2 separate milking platforms, so 68 hectares in Balno and 54 in Cork. There's about 8 kilometres between the 2 milking platforms. And we have 3 outblocks then, all in close proximity, and we rear our own replacements and cut silage off of this ground. So the labour on the farm, so currently we have 3 full-time, and we have a weekend relief milker. And my father then has a contracting business which we outsource all the contracting work to. I suppose the 3 lads, they're all on work permits. Saeed, he came to us first about 18 months ago now. He's currently in Pakistan getting married, due back tomorrow hopefully. And the other 2 then, Milan and Pabadu, they are from Sri Lanka. So I suppose the whole reason we went down the route of looking for the work permits and looking for these guys is because we were able to find casual workers easy enough. Like our weekend relief milker, he's the manager of my camogie team, that's how we found him. But we found casual workers were easy enough to find, our weekend workers, but to get full-time workers we were struggling. So we went down that route. I suppose, look, it might be a lot of labour you would say, but it was the decision we made. We have 2 young girls. We have 2 milking platforms, which takes a bit of labour, and also I have the other business as well, the hoof care. So the cows and grass then, so the herd EBI is at 246. Last year the cows milked on average 507 kilos of milk solids, and they were fed 970 kilos of nuts. So we have a big emphasis on grass base and getting grass into the cows. The milking platforms grew an average of 12 tonne per hectare, and in the past number of years we put a big emphasis into reseeding and getting the P's and K's, so we're up to the 3s and 4s now in most of the milking platforms. So labour saving in for the spring. So I suppose initially with the 2 herds or 2 farms we were calving in the 2 locations, and we quickly realised that we wouldn't see each other for the first few weeks of the year every year if we kept that going. So we said there must be something a bit easier, so we made a decision to have just 1 herd number and calve down all the cows in 1 location. So 3 years ago we built this shed here, and there's 120 cubicles and there's a calving pad in it as well. This basically changed our lives, it made things so much easier. So on the left hand side of the shed there's about 30 cubicles on the lower side of the calving pad, so those ones are the ones that are on the point of calving, and literally when the point of calving they're moved in, and it's so easy for one person on their own to just move the cows around the shed. And then when they're after calving they go into another section of the shed up here, so all the cows are ready in the morning, so there's no shifting through the shed again trying to find out the cows that are freshly calved. So it just makes things a lot easier. Then we also had still the cubicles and slurry storage down on the second farm in Cork, so we keep all the late calvers down there, and then around the 25th February we do a switch, so the late calvers come up to be calved, and once they're milking go back down to Cork glass for milking. So just other things around the yard, I suppose, to make our life a bit easier. We've put in the automatic calf feeder, and we found this was a big labour saver to us. Having, I suppose, just simple things as well. It's not always the big things, like a calf barrow to bring the calf from one shed to the baby shed rather than lifting the calf. Submersible pumps instead of lugging buckets around the yard. Then in terms of technology, like we have the Moo monitors, we have AgriNet. The WhatsApp groups we find very effective with the labour. So we have two groups. One group for the calf registration, so whoever is there in the yard, if the calf is born, they tag it, feed it, they name it, but everything is put into the WhatsApp group, and that comes back to me, and then I can input the information into AgriNet. So it's very simple, everyone knows what you're doing. And then the app as well, I found the app brilliant, just something I came across online myself. So everyone was actually on a shift last year, so there was someone in the yard, say, at all times. And also it meant, like, so if the milker was finished at 5 o'clock in the evening, the person on the evening shift would be able to clean down or do the wash up, so he's out the yard at 5 o'clock. So it just took the pressure off everyone. There was someone there the whole time. The newborn calves were well looked after. And within each task in the app, within each job in the app, there's a load of tasks for that person to be completed, and then they can use the WhatsApp groups as well to say, look, I didn't get to do the minerals, can the next person do the minerals, or such and such. So look, it just streamlined everything for us, and everyone knew what they were doing. So yeah, I suppose in summary, the key things for us is having plenty of help around the yard, being well set up, having good infrastructure. I suppose we focus an awful lot on getting cows out to grass as soon as possible as well at home. So as soon as the milk is in the tank, the cows are out to grass. So we have the spur roadways and the fences all ready to go. So look, we find the sooner we get them to grass, there's less cubicles to be cleaned inside, less mastitis, less issues, less feeding. And I suppose the other thing is just maybe always look outside the box, and we always try to do that, to try and find an easier way to do something, even if it's something as simple as the submersible pump and a blue barrel to feed the calves. So thanks very much.